All right, good morning, everybody. We'll just wait a minute or so to have everybody kind of trickle in, and then we'll just get started. So we'll wait like a minute. All right. The time is now 10:01, so we will get started. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. My name is Kirsty. I'm the head of growth and marketing for Lantern. For those who don't know about Lantern, we are a Singapore-based modern corporate and fund services company. We help startups, SMEs, investors, asset managers with their corporate and fund services. And I guess the uniqueness about our brand is we have a very UX-driven platform, and we're very tech-driven. So today, the webinar we have is around Singapore work passes. I think a lot of people often have a lot of questions around the different types of work passes that you can get in Singapore to be able to work in Singapore, and which one is right based on your qualifications or your company or where you're from. So today we have the lovely Durini, our head of immigration services. She will be running through the different types of work passes that you can get in Singapore. And then after her presentation, if you guys have any questions, feel free to write it in the chat, and then we have a Q&A session after. So without further ado, over to you, Durini.
Thanks, Kirsty, for the wonderful introduction. Good morning, everyone. So today I'll be walking you through the work passes in Singapore. So to start with, it's the work passes in Singapore is mainly divided into major these four categories. The first one is the professional, the main passes, the main important most popular professional passes is the employment pass. This is mainly for the foreign professionals who are managers and executives. And the candidates here should earn not less than 4,500 Sing dollars a month and should have acceptable qualifications. So there are some changes to this qualifying salary, which we will be looking into the later slides. And the second one will be the Entrepass. These are also for the eligible foreign entrepreneurs who are keen to start their business in Singapore. And this mainly has to be backed by a venture, and or it has to possess some innovative technologies. And we will be looking more into detail in the coming slides. The next will be the Personalized Employment Pass, which is shortly known as PEP. These are mainly for the higher earning existing employment pass holders or overseas foreign professionals who are earning not less than $18,000 Sing dollars per month. And this PEP, this is shortly called PEP, and this offers great flexibility than an employment pass in terms when a candidate is switching from one job to the other, they don't have to apply for another pass, which they do for the employment pass. And the second one will be the skilled and semi-skilled workers, and there are few passes under this. That is, the most common one is the S pass. These are mainly for the mid-level skilled staff candidates who earn not less than $2,500 a month, and here they have to meet the assessment criteria as well, which we will be looking into later in a bit more detail way. And the second one would be the work permit for migrant workers. These are mainly for the semi-skilled migrant workers, those who are in construction, manufacturing, and shipping business industry. And the third one will be the work permit for the migrant domestic workers. These are for the helpers. They also have to meet the criteria in terms of the age, education, and nationality. And the fourth one would be the work permit for the confinement nanny. These are mainly for the Malaysian confinement nannies who work in Singapore. And this is given for up to 16 weeks, starting from the birth of the child, the employer's child. And the last one is a work permit for foreign artists, performing artists. These are mainly given for the artists who are in the public entertainment industry, such as like, those who work in bars, hotels, and nightclubs. Coming to the third one is for the trainees and students. The most popular and known employment pass is the training employment pass, which you would take it for a shorter duration. For the foreign professional who is undergoing for the practical training, you have to bring over the candidate here to Singapore to undergo some training. Then this is the most suitable pass, and this is given for the maximum of 3 months. And the candidate here should earn at least 3,000 Sing dollars a month. And the second one is a work holiday pass. This is under work holiday program, which is for the students and graduates for aged 18 to 25 years old who want to work and holiday in Singapore. And this is given for 6 months time. And the third one is the holiday pass as well, work holiday pass, but this is under the visa program. And this is mainly for the Australian students and graduates who are under 18 to 30 years and who want to work in Singapore and holiday at the same time. And this is given for the maximum of 12 months. The last one is a training work permit, and these are mainly for the semi-skilled foreign trainees or students undergoing the practical training in Singapore, and this pass is given for the maximum of like 6 months. The last is for the family passes, and the most popular one is the dependent pass for the spouses and children of eligible employment pass, PEP, and S pass holders. The second one is the long-term visit pass for the family as well. These long-term, which is shortly known as LTVP, is mainly for the parents and common law spouses, stepchildren or handicapped children or eligible employment pass or S pass holders. The third one is also is called as pre-approved letter of concern and shortly known as PLOC. These are for the eligible spouses or children of Singapore citizens or PRs who hold LTVP or LTVP plus issued by the ICA. There are 2 LTVPs, which is issued by ICA as well as MOM. So this one has to be issued by the ICA. The holder of this pre-approved work pass in Singapore, they are eligible to work while holding this PLOC. And the third one is the ICA issued LTVP and LTVP plus. Again, this is for the spouses and children of Singapore citizens or PRs. And this, if they are issued with the LTVP or LTVP plus, they have to apply for the LOC separately for them to be eligible to work. So in case of the previous one, the pre-approved LOC is when you apply itself, they will be giving a pre-approved LOC. And the third one is the dependent pass for who are also the business owners. They also can work when they apply for an LOC. So these are the main passes which we have covered like overall, and going into the details of a few other passes. The first one would be the employment pass. This application is open for all nationalities. And before applying for EP, in case your company has got more than 10 employees, then they have to go through a job advertisement under My Careers Futures. This is to make sure that the firm considers all candidates fairly. And this job advertisement is not required if your firm has got less than 10 employees or if the salary is more than 20,000 Sing dollars. So coming back to who is eligible, the employment pass is, as I mentioned, it's open to all nationalities. And the main thing is you have to have a job offer in Singapore and you have to have a managerial or an executive specialized job. And the fixed monthly salary is 4,500 Sing dollars. And if the candidate is older, or like they have a bit more experience, and the salary varies for them. And also this is divided into two sectors. So financial, if the candidate is under the financial service sector, then the salary will be 5,000 Sing dollars per month. And if they are in other sectors, it's $4,500. And they should have acceptable qualifications, a good university degree, and professional qualification as well. And the duration of the pass is for 2 years at the time of the first application, and renewal is usually up to 3 years. This has changed pre-COVID and post-COVID now. So yeah, but in most of the cases, the renewals is up to 3 years. And the processing time is generally 3 to 4 working weeks. Coming to the changes, like they have like SPAS, they also have made some changes to the employment pass, and the upcoming changes are from next month, where they have raised the qualifying salary for all the new applicants. They will be having a much more higher salary range for these candidates who are going to apply from next month. And also from next year, that is September 2023, there will be a raise for the renewals as well. And they are going to introduce a system called Compass, which we will be looking into in bit more detail in the coming slides. And this Compass will be introduced in for September 2024 for renewals, and the applications, as I mentioned, it will be from next year. So changes to the qualifying salary. So if you see, as of now, the current scenario is like for all the services, all the sectors, it's $4,500, and this will increase progressively with age and the candidate's education qualification as well. And those who are in financial sector, the current salary, the qualifying salary is 5,000 Sing dollars, and these will be revised to the people who are like, in this financial services, it'll be increased from 5 to 5,500. And for all other sectors, from 4,500 to 5,000. And coming to Compass, how it works, it's actually it's divided into two criteria, which is foundational as well as bonus criteria. And in foundational itself, there are two sectors, which is individual attributes as well as the firm related attributes. Under individual, they'll be looking into mainly the salary as well as the qualification of the candidate. The salary, what the company is willing to pay them, and the qualification based on the individuals. And when come to firm, it's actually divided again into two. It's mainly the diversity as well as the support for the local employment. The diversity is like whether they'll be looking into whether the candidate will be improving the nationality diversity in the firm once he is given the pass, as well as the support for the local employment, how the firm is going to support the PMET sector. And the bonus criteria is basically divided into two as well. It's the skills bonus. That is whether the candidate in this job, whether he's like coming up from the shortage of existing skills. In that case, they will be given additional few points. And the second one is the strategic economic priorities bonus. For this is the partnership with the government and ambitious innovation, like if they come up with different criterias and the different innovation sector, then they will be given additional points as well. So these points are like, it's divided like exceeds expectation. In these are the expectations of MOM, and when they exceed, they'll be given 20 points, and if they meet the expectations, it's 10 points, and if it doesn't meet the expectation, it's 0 points. And this point system, we will be doing another webinar very soon, once we have more information from the government authorities on this point system as well. So now going to another pass, which is an EntrePass. This EntrePass is open for all nationalities, and the eligibility criteria for this is the company has to be registered or will be registering in Singapore, and the candidate who's applying for the EntrePass has to meet the innovative criteria. So the first one, if you have, you can also apply for the pass before registering the company in Singapore itself. And when you register the company, you have to apply for this pass within the 6 months period. If it's more than 6 months after you register the company, you will not be able to apply for this particular pass, but you have to go to the employment pass. And the second criteria is the candidate has to meet the innovator criteria, which falls under like few sectors, that is entrepreneur, innovator, as well as the investor. So under entrepreneur, you have to be funded by a government recognized VC or a business angel. And the second one is you have to be an incubator at a government recognized incubator or accelerator. And as a business network and entrepreneurial track record, this if you fall under the entrepreneur itself. And the second one is under the innovator. If you call yourself as an innovator, then you have to, tick all these points. That is, you have to hold the intellectual property as a research collaboration with a HL or a research institute in Singapore, and also have an extraordinary achievements in key areas or expertise. And the third one is the investor. As an investor itself, you should have a number of years of experience and have a track record. If you satisfy all these criteria, then you will be eligible for the EntrePass. And if you ask for the duration of the pass, it's usually 3 years. The first year is the pass, and the second year is the renewal, which is also easily done. And the processing time is a bit more longer than compared to all other passes, because there are a few other documents which you need to submit when you're submitting an application form for the EntrePass itself. So it takes around 8 working weeks. That's for the EntrePass. And going into SPass, these are also for, as I mentioned before, it's for the mid-skilled foreign employees. And who is eligible for this is if you have a fixed monthly salary of 2,500 Sing dollars, and also it should reflect your work experience. And the older candidates will have much more higher qualifying salary here. You should have a degree or diploma and have a relevant work experience. So for SPass, the firm itself has a quota, and then it has to pay for the levy when they onboard SPass holder. Quota, it depends on the firm. If they have the number of locals, then they will be, if say for 10 locals, they will be eligible for 1 SPass. And they have a levy, which also is being increased from, I think, 330 to 450 this year. And the firm has to apply for a medical insurance for the SPass holder, which is compulsory. And also they should have a primary care plan, which can be applied later after receiving the in-principle approval or within the 30 days of the pass issued. So the duration of the pass for SPass is up to 2 years, and the processing time is 3 to 4 working weeks. And as I mentioned before, employment pass has got some changes, as well as SPass also has got lots of changes. Let's go one at a time. So starting next month, it's the qualifying salary of the new applications has increased, which is like, for the financial services, it's 3,500, and all others, it's 3,000. As I mentioned earlier, the levy has increased also from 330 to 450 starting next month. And if you see for the next year, the qualifying salary for the renewals will be increasing. That is, the financial sectors will have to pay the salary, qualifying salary of 3,500, and all other sectors will have 3,000. And the qualifying salary for the new applications will be increased next year again from 3,500 to 3,650 for the financial sectors, and all other sectors from 3,000 to 3,150. And also the levy will be increased from 450 to 550 per month. And coming back, like again, the later year, the following year, that is 1st September 2024, there will be increasing the SPass qualifying salary again. For all the financial sectors, it will be 3,650, and all other industries, 3,150. This is for the renewals because the applications will be increased in 2023 itself. And again, coming to for September 2025, the financial sectors will be having a salary increase of 3,800 and all other industry will be 3,300. And the ESPAS levy also will be increased to 650 starting for September 2025. And also in for September 2026, the financial services sectors, the qualifying salary will be increased to 3,800 and all other industries will be 3,500. And this is for the dependent pass holders who will be, who will, who wish to work in Singapore and can get the pass as well. So the legally married spouse and unmarried children under 21 years of age of eligible employment pass holders or S pass or PEP will be eligible for the dependent pass. And also the entre pass holders can bring in their family, but they have a very different set of, qualifying like criteria for the dependent pass holders, which is much more compared to the employment pass holders and the PEPs. So if, yep, that brings us to the end of the slide. And I will leave it to Christy for any questions.
Yeah, so there are a couple questions. So I'll just kind of read through them. The first one here is, can I apply for an employment pass before my company is incorporated?
Yeah, definitely they can apply for the employment pass, not so, but for the entre pass they can do. For the employment pass holders, the company has to be incorporated before they can apply. And also they have some criterias which, we can speak to them even before applying the pass. We at Lantern, we follow like, certain procedures, whether like a kind of review we do and help them understand whether the pass will be successful or not. So to give you a straight answer, for the employment pass holders, they can't apply before the company is being incorporated.
And good news, we do company incorporation as well. So we can take care of all of that for you guys if you need to incorporate a business and then also figure out how to get a work pass after. Second question here, what documents do I need to submit to apply for the EntrePass?
For EntrePass, there are different mainly is the application form which we have to submit, and we can help them. And also if once the application form is submitted, they have to prepare the business plan. What's the intention, why they're starting a company in Singapore, what's the business plan, will they be hiring, manpower projection, all these, and we will give them a list of documents what they need to submit along with the application. So it's mainly the business proposal and the application form.
Great, thank you for that. And then we have another one here. Is there age limit for any work passes? For example, those past retirement age, are they able to apply for all the work classes, or is there an age limit?
There is no such, but the only thing is, as I mentioned when I was going through the slides, as the age increase, the qualifying salary will be increased. So there is no age limit, but the minimum would be 18 years for any pass, right? For the training employment passes, and for the EPs itself, they should have an educational background. So it brings them around 25 to 30 years.
Right. Okay. And then finally, do we need to contribute to CPF as a holder of a Singapore work pass?
Good news is no. You don't have to. It's only for the locals who are PRs and citizens.
Great. So I think there are no more questions. If there are any questions that, any of the attendees here kind of pop into their head later on, feel free to reach out to us. You can email us at hello@lantern.com, and one of our team members are more than happy to help you. So this kind of concludes the webinar. Many thanks to Durini for taking time out of her day to kind of answer these questions and walk us through the different work passes. We do have a number of events coming up for the rest of August and into September. Specifically, if you are interested in incorporating a business in Singapore and you are abroad, for example, in India, Vietnam, Malaysia, we are running a number of different webinars in September that helps address some of these questions people might have about incorporating overseas. So please stay tuned. You can check out our LinkedIn. There's always details there. And finally, after this event, there's going to be a quick survey that's going to pop up. So if you can please help me fill that out, give us some good feedback so we can continue to make these webinars better. That would be fabulous. And that's it. Thanks everybody for joining us. See you guys soon.
Thanks, everyone.